Hello and welcome to HEX Stakes Crypto's Babu Show. There is a lot of going on that we want to show you today in HEX Impulse Chain. We want to check how we can check our balance, This is what we will show you. We will talk about our tour and everything surrounding. So if you have any questions, just shoot them into the chat so we can answer them while we are live here with the Hex Lion. So Hex Lion, do you have something to say hello to the chat?
Of course. Hello everybody out there. Sorry that we didn't stream last week. We were really busy. You saw us on the Hex birthday party what we held in New York, and right now we already finished DC. In between there was also Lancaster and Philadelphia, and then from DC we drove to Charlotte, had a great workshop there a couple of days ago, and now we are already in Georgia in Atlanta.
So what we are planning to do right now is show you a little bit where we live here in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Here
we are in
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Sometimes I do not even know where I am. So what we have is an external camera running around right now and filming us. So you are ready to go and filming the whole house, filming our cars. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so Caddy, who is holding the camera, is going here outside on our patio, and what you see right now is our fleet. Besides the 3 wrapped cars, we also have like 2 more cars in order to carry everything around what we have, and we are like 10 people driving around here in this 5555 tour. And what you see here right now are the 3 cars lined up. At first the Hex car, the super car, the Audi R8, and now what I also need to tell you, the whole Cryptos Barbuch team is already here in America right now. So besides Ellen and me, there are like 2 more people in the background. Mars is pulling the triggers right now here on the live stream. Dan is helping out as well, and now Cryptos Barbuch team is combined here in America to finish the rest of the 5555 tour.
So yeah, great pictures that we see here from the car. I think it's the first time that we shared on the live stream, and this looks just amazing. Did we had wrapped cars like that when Hex launched? Yeah, I think we had the taxis in London, right? But those cars are for sure special in my point.
Yeah,
I think.
here we see the Ford Expedition, a big car which carries most of our luggage, with all the streamers or some of the streamers on it as well. And now she's, I guess, already about to come inside again. So now she's downstairs, and what you will see in a second from here after she walked up the stairs is like how here our mobile live stream studio looks like.
All right, and as soon as she is here, we will then just start talking about the most important things that we have. Pulse Chain, Hex, and Pulse Swap as well. So here you see our setup now, how we stream. We'll just say hello to the chat, everybody. Feel free to drop a like and a subscription, of course. All the questions that you have, just put them in the chat. I already see a lot of people here. For example, Drew, Cat, something like that, is saying, how can I check my SEC balance? Well, we will talk about that in a second.
Yes.
But first, let's bring up the screen share here I've already prepared for today, which is the first post of Richard Hart here talking about Pulse Chain, about the Pulse Chain testnet V2. It just launched December 10th, just 2 days ago. The V1 is still running, so the developers can do their job. You have the GitLab link here, so this is how you will also check your balance. And what we see as well is Pulse Swap sacrifice phase will start before the fork, right?
Before the end of the year, or he said?
Before the end of the year, exactly. So now let's get into the topic how the people can check their Pulse Chain balance when they have sacrificed.
Sure, I already prepared for that, so let's change to my screen share. And what I have here, what you see here in a second from now, is the CVS file. So when Richard posted this tweet, if you click on that, you will also find a CVS file with all the addresses in it, and then next to it the balance. When it comes to this CVS file, those balances don't have the volume bonus in it. They are just like the straight sacrifice points without any volume bonus in it. So remember, we had 19 days of sacrifice phase, and the first 16 days had a volume multiplier based on your sacrifice volume between just 1x and up to 2.5x, and the last 3 days had a straight multiplier of 1.75x. And here in the CVS file we only see the number without the volume multiplier. No, without the volume multiplier. Yeah, without the volume multiplier. And then you can also go on 2 different pages. So the next page what I would like to show you is here apphex.win/charts, and here you can just import your personal public address. So come on, let me do something here on the side. My internet tends to be really slow, it looks like. Okay, so then copy paste your address in, and then you see here the hex logo turning, and it should in a moment give us some things. No? Come on. I don't know why now the internet is not working like it was in half an hour ago when we did our German stream.
So we have Vibra Finance live here. He's saying, "What's up, Hex fam? Love from Albany crew, Patrick." So yeah, Albany was a really, really big workshop as well. Susie Q is saying, "You both are so awesome and are working hard for our Hex family. Fun. I really appreciate it all you do. Thank you so much." Well, thank you so much. I will give it right back to the Hex community. It is amazing how the Hex community is coming together, helping us, supporting us. We will later on talk about that as well. But first, we need to figure out what is going on with AppHex. Why doesn't it let us load the data? But maybe we can just...
Here we go.
Yes, okay, perfect.
So, oh God, and now it's reloading.
But it's reloading.
For a split second it was here.
So DJ Pollywood is in the chat, for example, and he will be joining us on the tour as well, which is amazing. I cannot wait to see you in Miami. It will be, right?
Yeah.
If you want to come on the tour as well, well, then just stick to our stream because we will talk about that later on.
So now we can bring up my screen share again. So here it is. And if you go your public address, search for it, then you see your pulse allocation, including the volume bonus. The only thing what I didn't find out because it's too stressful left and right here right now is where apphex.win gets their numbers from. Yeah, so maybe the community can help me out a bit, the chat maybe, but I don't know exactly where they get their number from. And there is like a third source as well, which is this Excel sheet here from Das Baum, one community member. And if I search for my public address, just go with the search function as well. And here, if I go to the right, no, that didn't work. Why did that not work? I don't know why this internet is so slow. So here, give me this. Yes, go down. All right. So if I go to the right, then I see here the volume multiplier of our onboarding address. And if I go further, here I would say the calculated pulse supply, including the volume bonus. And what it shows us here is 243,154,685. And when we go back to apphex.win, we see 244,018,458. So pretty close here.
So I already put in the chat where the people can find those options to check their balance. It is it's the GitLab, it is apphex.win, and it is the spreadsheet from Das Baum, a community member who made it possible so we can check our balances.
Yes.
So I think this topic is already discussed really good also in the community. Let's now start talking about the big news that we had in Hex, right? 2 weeks ago, we were talking about the OA address.
Yeah, but show your screen as well.
I will show my screen in a second. Let's take this away first so the people can see us. So 2 weeks ago on our YouTube channel here, the Crypto Sparbuch, we were talking about the OMA addresses, that there are some stakes coming out. I think it was December 2nd and going on from there for a couple of stakes. So we discussed a couple options that the OA has, and this is what I found here on Twitter, for example. So on this day, Seeker of Secrets, he made this post to show the OA addresses, and overall 114,000 T-shares were locked, and this happened then. So you see here that stakes are in green. What does that mean, Patrick?
So as long as a stake is active, you see it in red, and then once the stake reaches 100%, this red button goes to a black button, and then you have two options. You have the option of end stake or of good account, and in this case, only the good accounting function was triggered. And when you press the good accounting function, when you run the good accounting function, then the black button becomes a green button.
All right, so the point, the stand here is the good accounting was run by a community member, right? And we already know from whom it was. Dan Emmons here, he made a tweet about who made that. And here we see 110,000 T-shares were freed on that day, and it was by Golden Yacht, also known as John Wick. And Patrick, what do you think? Why did he do it like the way he did it?
Why did he do it the way he did it? He did it in order to remove those shares out of the pool of total shares. Why? Because then the same amount of HEX goes to a smaller total pool of shares, which means that every active staker now gets a little bit more of the daily pie.
But the cost for him was $5,000. So he just pretty much sponsored that to the Hex community, so everybody can now earn more interest, right? And Patrick, we talked about that before. You would have done it a little bit different. Like, maybe can you explain your advanced strategy?
Sure. So what would I have done differently? I would have waited for the full 14 days before I start good account, and then I would have just good accounted one per day and one per day and one per day. Why is that? The thing is, we have this 2 week of grace period, and what comes now is like really, really, really advanced stuff from the hex code. The hex code only updates once somebody runs a function. So if there is no function, if nobody triggers a function, then the code does not update. So when nobody is doing anything with the OA stakes, they just continue to dilute the pool. But then on the other side, we have a 2 weeks grace period where you don't pay any penalties. But still in those 14 days, the shares are in the system. So if the function gets triggered on the 14th day, all the theoretically accrued interest in those 14 days is just lost interest and will never be in existence, which means that would lower the 3.69 of total inflation, of the total yearly inflation. This would lower the 3.69% of yearly inflation by just a little bit, but it would lower it a bit.
So Patrick, because of the OA got good accounted, we can now look at the live data. So I think your preferred site to look at the Hex stats is Hex Daily Stats, right?
Yes.
You have it up already. So now let's look at the numbers. How did the numbers change, and how were they before and how do they look now?
Sure. So my favorite site for that is Hex Daily Stats. You see a lot of live data here, and you also see all the past days. And now let's have a look what happened in those past days. So when we go down here, we just see a Am I there where I need to be?
I don't know what you're looking at right now.
Could normally move that here. Okay, I can only move it like this. Good. So now I'm here in the beginning where it's like date and price range and so on. So let's have a look when the OA good accounting happened. It was here 4 days ago. And now let's go back a little bit more. Before the good accounting happened, without penalties, we were like at 5.8, 5.8, 5.8, 5.8 of daily payout. At the day of the good accounting, we already climbed up to 6 hex per T-share, but there we had like a little bit more penalties than usual. But you see here, it climbed from 8 something, so like 8.3 to 9.391. Yesterday we also had like a lot of penalties, that's why we had 6.5, and today again with not much penalties, just 335,000, and the forecasted payout per T-share is 5.91. So instead of 5.8, we can now calculate with an average of 5.9. And if we go a little bit in this direction, change in T-shares, here we see the 115,000 T-shares getting removed out of the code. And what we also see here, change in staked supply good accounted. So here like 800 million hex were new in the good accounting section after on this day John Wick ran all the good accounting functions. And here we say like how much hex gets paid out to the staker class, and it was like 36,000, and then it climbed up to 35 here because of more penalties, and it's now still the 36,000 generally speaking, but now those 63, I'm sorry, German numerology. So this 63 million hex is still the same because the OA stakes didn't get end stake. Therefore, we don't have more ever minted hex yet. But as the T-shares got removed from the pool, it is like the same amount of hex now going to a smaller pool of total T-shares.
All right, Patrick. So you already said that you would also have good accounted DOA if John Wick hasn't done it, but you would have done it like a couple of days later. At least give it 2 more weeks so we can delay the inflation even more.
Yeah, so the first OA stake ended on day 725, and I would have good accounted that one on day 739.
Perfect.
So a day after he acted, I would have acted only for the first one, the next day for the next one, the next day for the next one, the next day for the next one.
And you would do that in order and this is really advanced, to just delay the inflation even more.
Yes.
And now we have Retrotastic here in the chat. He's saying, still do not sure if it was a good idea to good account from John Wick. And here's my point of that. When I saw that John Wick was good accounting the OA addresses, stakes, then I thought as well, oh, maybe he shouldn't have done that. He should have let it bleed out for 2 years and then maybe good account so we, the staker class, gets all the rewards, right? But then I thought about it a little bit more, and I understood that John Wick did that in order that the hex stays with the OA. And the OA never sold a single hex, right? But what would have happened if the OA stakes would have bleeded out totally and all that hex would be given to the staker class? Well, the staker class, I can tell you, they are selling hex, and this will bring the price down. So now the OA has all that hex that will never be sold, and this is really, really bullish for the price of hex from long term.
A different or another angle, another reason for that is that everything runs smoother right now. Because remember, the code only acts if somebody runs a function. So if those stakes were bleeding out, it's not like a linear bleeding out and on a linear base each and every day some hex gets additionally to the Hex daily payout. No, only if somebody runs a function, the code makes an update. So what would have happened here is that just on a single day in the future, when anybody would have triggered this good accounting function, or if somewhere in the future the OA itself came along and run either good accounting or the unstake function, only on that day the daily payout would have been higher and not in a smooth way.
All right. So, no, actually, I lost my train of thought. So, Patrick, you already had this advanced tactic where you would just give it 14 more days each stake to then end it. So, we have to talk to John Wick for the next time that we will do that. But let's say those weren't OA stakes. Would you good account other stakes as well? How would you play that game then?
No, for every other stake, I mean, generally speaking, I cannot hold anyone from running the good accounting function from a stake who has already ended. This good accounting function can be run by anybody of the community, but it only can be run for already expired stakes. So for everybody in the community, don't worry, nobody can like good account your active stake. So with all the other stakes, I would really wait the whole 2 years until this stake would really be completely bleeded out. And here is the reason why. The reason why is because if I just good account a stake which is only bleeding, for example, for a month, then of course I also trigger like a few % of penalty for this stake already, and I remove the T-shares. But then this user could potentially come back years from now in the future and still sees, yeah, I had a stake running. I totally forgot about it. But nice, somebody ran the good accounting function, and nice, it's still like 50% of the whole value of back then is still sitting there. So the user could run then the end stake function and could have and find a lot of hacks to be able to dump on the market at a higher price then, you know. And this user shouldn't get any hacks when he just forgot about an active hex stake. So I would suggest we wait for the 2 years, then trigger the good accounting function, because then the whole value of the stake would get penalized, and 50% of that would get on this day additional to the whole staker class.
Exactly. So I think we talked about a lot about that, so we can go on to the next topic, which I also found on Twitter, and I think this was a really good thought experiment here. And pulsewelder.hex is saying, I wonder if the OA will sack more hex for PulseSwap sacrifice. So Patrick, what do you think? Will the OA sacrifice for PulseSwap?
I think so, yeah. And here is some reasoning or some talk in regards of PulseSwap. So when it comes to PulseSwap, we are still a little short when it comes to informations about it. We still need the next live stream of Richard explaining us how the sacrifice phase of PulseSwap will go along, because I don't know if it's the same one as we had with PulseChain or if he changes a little bit, because honestly, day 6 to day 16 was kind of a dead time. So maybe he would like to accelerate it a little bit and only make like a 2-week sacrifice phase. We don't know yet. We will find out in his next live stream, I guess. And then he tweeted like we should start with the sacrifice phase by the end of the year. And another information, what is really needed, but needed from Richard himself, is us telling how the tokenomics of PulseSwap really are. We know that it will be the liquidity provider coin of the decentralized exchange. We don't know yet if it's called PulseSwap. He said it will have another name. He's just protecting the whole community, that not a single scammer can go along and say, yeah, this coin is already live. but it's not the official one. So Richard just wants to protect the community and only give us the real name really, really close to the start. And what we also need as information from him is the tokenomics of PulseSwap, like how much PulseSwap will there be in existence in the beginning, how much of the supply will be allocated to the liquidity providing pools, and so on and so far. So we will still need to wait here for the next live stream of Richard.
So, Patrick, we have Sandy Beach Trader here. She was in Cleveland and she was the winner of the 5,555 hex.
Perfect.
She's just saying hello and how much she enjoyed the workshop and everything. And we'll talk about the workshop in a few minutes as well. But
Sure.
First, let me have Blue Bum here. So, Blue Bum is saying stakers got slightly higher yield for the 2 weeks. This is why John Wick did the good accounting. Well, we just said yes. The yield from now on, since the since the OA stakes are good accounted, from now on the yield will be bigger for the staker class, right? Because there are less shares now, and now everybody pretty much owns a bigger piece of the pie. I think this was the reason why John Wick did it, to give more yield to the staker class. I think you can even go to the staker app and look at the global data. Before it was, I think, like 11% of yield for 1 year, and now it's about 13%, right?
It's slightly higher right now, yeah, but it was not down to 11.
So what we can do now is just... Do we have anything else about Pulse Hex that I forgot? I think we talked about PulseSwap too.
Yeah,
So
I also think so. So is any questions from the chat in regards to PulseSwap? But I guess I explained it really good, that we are still a little short on information, and we just wait for the next live stream of Richard. And I hope and think that he will enlighten us with more details when it comes to PulseSwap.
So I don't see any more questions regarding crypto questions, but what we have a lot of questions for are our workshops. People want to find out more about that, so let's go on with that topic here.
Sure.
So what you see here is our tour dates. I just took it from Twitter here. Sammy Chica helped us out and tweeted it, gave us a shout out. Really thank you so much, Sammy Chica, for all your work. I see you tweeting and liking constantly, and this helps a lot. So we are in Atlanta right now, and tomorrow is the next workshop. Here we also have a flyer for the workshop. Hex OG tweeted that, for example. It's great how the community comes together and just tweets out so much about our work. And here we also have the address, and we will have a social hour before and after the workshop. And something that I did is this year, for example, I showed a picture of the Hex community, our last meetup and workshop.
In Charlotte, yeah.
In Charlotte, people came together and we took that picture. Richard really liked that, so he retweeted it. Even you see it got a lot of likes here. But the main reason why I did that was I needed 1,000 subscribers in order to live stream on YouTube with a cell phone. I needed like 300 or so to go. So I made that stream. The Hex community came together, gave me a lot of subscriptions on my YouTube, and now we have 1,000 subscribers. Where I'm going with that is that tomorrow we will live stream the social hour before and after workshop, so the Hex community can really participate in the workshops, in the social hours of the workshops, because it is great stories that we hear from the OGs, from the no-coiners, from the people attending the workshops, like how they are thanking us.
And our idea behind all that is that also you who is not maybe able to come to one of the workshops physically, that you can also be part of it, that you can also celebrate a little bit with us and the Hexicans, that you see what is going on, how is it going on there with us on the tour on such a workshop date, how are the impressions of the people up front, and then as well the impressions after the workshop itself.
So here we have some impressions, just some pictures. Kareem the Dream is with us on tour. You could see him as well if you come to our workshops. Medi All In is coming tomorrow, and the people just love taking pictures with us and the cars. So I also want to just show you a picture of our workshops here, for example. This is what you can expect, us talking in front of a big crowd with Kareem the Dream, Medi All In, Patrick, and me, of course, explaining the Hex smart contract. So we have always a lot of fun doing so. And then another thing that I want to show is 2 weeks ago, we did our big budget reveal. We wanted to show the Hex community that everything is funded already. The money is putting down from the Crypto Sparbook team in order to do all of that. All that what you see here, already planned, already funded. The tour will continue and will be amazing. But in order to do even more marketing, we came out with our donation address here. Where we have it. There we have it. Our donation address, you see it right here. This is how the Hex community can participate and help bring Hex to $7 rather earlier than later. So this is one thing that you can do to help out the tour.
Yeah.
But also,
So how to double the tour? So we already are financing the tour, and everything works smooth. Everything works great actually, but we could also double the tour. So how could we double the tour? We could get a bigger venue. We can make a second appearance per city as well. We can plan like a Hexican team activity as well. We could make marketing for the events in order to get more people there. We could plan like not only social hours, but like evening activities as well, for example. And for all that, to increase all that, the help of the community is on the line, because what we are already doing, we are like on the limit with what we are already doing, with the accommodations, with the team of 10 people, with the 3 cars, with our live streaming, what we do on the go, with the social media all on the go and so on. So we also wouldn't have the time in order to make some marketing for our workshops, for example. So there the community would be asked in order to bring Hex to $7, no?
So our donation address was just posted in the chat. You also see it here. I posted the link to this specific tweet here. It's probably fun to watch for everybody what you had to say here, because it was leaked footage. Anyways, you cannot everything that you sent to the donation address, which we can here see at Etherscan. I just typed it in, and we see already people donating. What you see here, the Hex going out.
Wait a second, because your screen share is not there.
Oh, is that my fault?
No, it's there.
Now it's there. So you see the our donation address on Etherscan. So always verifies. Do not trust all the Hex that is going out here. It is going out to the winners of the workshops, and then we see
some of the Hex I'm also using to pay some bills. Yeah.
Also some bills are paid for that. But everything that the people are sending, the Hex here, for example, or the USDC, it will only be used to promote Hex in the future and bring Hex to $7. So if you like to, you can also look at this. I think it is fun to watch. But it's not only the money that is helping us to, doubling the tour. It is also what you see here in this picture. If you come with us on tour, helping us with several things, it's not only the donation that helps us doubling. Here you see, for example, Nardo for the win, Kareem and Maddie all in. They are not sharing a room together, even though it would be possible, because a lot of rooms have multiple beds. So if you want to come on tour with us, for example, DJ Pollywood, he is in the chat right now. He just texted me. He said that he will meet us there, and now he made it happen, and he will join the tour in a couple of weeks, which will be amazing. So
also,
if you want
for example,
to do that,
with Nardo for the win, it was great, because we met him back in St. Louis and made an interview with him where he told us like, yeah, and he would also like to be on tour and so on. And then like barely 2 weeks later, I guess just a week later, he was with us on tour for a couple of weeks. Now he needed to go home to make some maintenance from his own property and so on, but will come back to us on tour as well.
So I'm the guy who's responsible for booking all the Airbnb apartments. We are a big team, so I'm having already trouble with that. So sometimes it's not possible that you come on tour with us and you are in the same Airbnb, but often we can find some solutions here. Often it is the best way to just get a hotel room. But if you want to, you can just contact us, and maybe we can make things happen. Now the question is, how do you contact us, right? And herefore we have this amazing QR code. You see it right now, and you can just scan it with your cell phone, and it will bring you to this site here, which I'm really, really proud of. It was made from one of our community members as well, and this will bring you to 3link, all our important links that you need for being on the tour with us, seeing all the background footage and so on, seeing the tour dates, the Staker app, and everything that you need actually. So just please go here as well. If you have Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, also give some love here and give it a like and subscribe. But at the end, you want to end up here in this Telegram chat. Click on US Road Trip chat and join the chat so you can help planning the tour with us. So Patrick, what would be the next thing that we would need from the Hex community, which is just informations, right? We are, let us bring up the calendar again. We are in Atlanta right now. Orlando, yes. Miami is already pretty good planned, I would say, but everything that comes after Tampa, New Orleans, Houston, so we would like to have more community members planning together with us, maybe finding venues, maybe finding places where we could have a casual meetup, or maybe even like just daily activities like going to football games and so on. So go into the Telegram chat and help us plan. Let's come together and bring Hex to $7.
And I'm really, so right now I'm looking forward for Florida, for the Florida cities, and then of course our focus next year will be in Texas, and I'm already looking forward for the 4 major Texas cities.
All right, so besides that, I do not have anything from Twitter anymore. I can just close that and the screen share here, and maybe we can concentrate a little bit more on the chat. So let's see what kind of stuff we have here. People are saying the 555 tour is epic. Thanks for that. Hex Live also says epic. Finbeer just checked his sacrifice balance because of us. This is great. Jerry Oaksmith is asking, is America as cold as Germany? Well, yeah, it depends where you are. If you're in Texas, it's really warm. If you're in Minnesota, it's really cold.
Texas actually is not that warm. Florida is. So if you're in Florida, where we will be over Christmas and New Year, it's nice and warm there. And we made it. We escaped the winter, or like we escaped the snow at least. We only had snow once on the R8 in Cleveland. And then from Cleveland, we just renewed our visa. And then we were just a little lucky in Albany, in Boston, in New York. So this was like a hardcore time for me in my brain, because I was already thinking, shit, we will get in a blizzard there or something like that. And now we made it already down south to a certain point where I'm convinced that no more snow will happen on the tour.
So Patrick, you are the head of finance.
No more, but like at least for Florida, no more snow, and then let's see how the January and February works out.
Patrick, you are the head of finance for our big project, the 555 tour here. So the next question goes directly to you.
Yes.
What about BUSD on the Binance Smart Chain for donations? Would that be possible to donate that kind of stuff? BUSD?
I mean, only if you write me a DM, then, because I don't check like all the other sub chains if I got donations there.
But I guess it would be way easier for everybody if you just change that in normal USDC and send that to us. That would be great.
Or in ease, you know. So if you send right now ease from one address to another address, it's a little less than $10, and you can also put that down to like 50 gwei, which would be like $8 of transaction fee if you send directly ease. So.
And also what we can do regarding donations, I will show you in a second. But first I have the question here from Will. No question. He's saying, I will be attending in Austin, San Antonio, and Phoenix, of course, Las Vegas too. So this is really great. Thanks for helping and supporting us. Sandy Beach is saying, will you be touring after the Vegas conference? I'd love to help out. And the answer is, actually, we do not know. I would love to continue the tour forever, but I still have some obligations to do as well. But I'm seriously considering starting the next tour next year in September. So let's see how that will work out.
Just a little break between the two tours, and then Avid wants to go on. And I don't know yet.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of things coming up for us, right? We have to do our personal stuff and so on. Luckily, I am a full-time Hexican and I'm really free. I'm not a part of any other company or so on, so I can only concentrate what matters the most in the world, which is bringing people to Hex. So what I also want to show you, because I guess we already mentioned that here, the Ethereum fees are so ridiculously high, you cannot even send $100 because it would cost you the same in order to do so. But what you could do is go to freedomtv.info. Not only do you find information about the conference,
And the
you also
workshops.
find the tour dates of our workshops, but here I want to show you that. This is, I think, a Cash App symbol. You can just click here or scan that and send donations directly to Freedom TV, which will also be used just to bigger the tour, right?
To bring Hex the attention it deserves.
To bring Hex the attention it deserves. Right, so now we are done with all the stuff that I wanted to screen share. And what we can do now is maybe go on to the technical analysis of the Hex chart. Would you like to do that?
Sure, we can do that.
So Mello is just bringing up the screen share and let's go.
Let's go. All right. I'm just waiting for TradingView to load here because the first thing I want to show you here is the floor is lava. I hope like a lot of members here in the live stream from the community also notice this sentence from Richard himself. So there is one side where he likes to go when the whole crypto market is red besides Hex and then tweets out the floor is lava. And here is why, because also today all the major cryptocurrencies are down a lot of percent. Here Ethereum is down 8% and Hex is up on the daily candle. Who knew that Hex is an anti-correlated currency on the crypto market?
So Patrick, we have a lot of new people here as well. Maybe you can really talk about that. Why Hex is an uncorrelated asset compared to all the other cryptos, or do you want to finish up your TA
Sure,
first?
because it's like just a second of explaining. So usually all cryptocurrencies have a bondage towards Bitcoin or towards Ethereum. So if Bitcoin or Ethereum go down, then a lot of the smaller coins go down even harder, because without any trade in the smaller coins, they go already down because they are like one-on-one with Ethereum or one-on-one with Bitcoin, like a bondage, a liquidity bondage. And then if people are seeing their little coin go down without any trading happening, then they start trading in that little coin as well. And that's why usually if we have those red days, Ethereum is going down a couple of percent, and then all the coins which have this bondage to Ethereum are going even down a few percent more, because people in this coin also sold. Now when it comes to Hex, there is no such a bondage to the Ethereum in the liquidity. 85% of the whole Hex liquidity is in USDC. So only if Hexicans are selling, the price goes down, and only if Hexicans are buying, the price goes up. And
So
now back to the TA?
yeah, what you just described, the bondage of all the assets, it's called Hart's Law, right? So do not forget that. Hart's Law means that all the assets that are bonded to each other will go up and down because of that.
Will go up and down together.
Together, yeah.
Of that.
So let's go on with the technical analysis then.
Sure, let's bring it up on the screen. There we go. Here we have the daily chart. This is the longest upwards trend line, and you see my zone. So let's zoom in a little bit up here, like at 33 cents. I already painted this zone here. It holded pretty good, but now let's have a look why it did not. So here actually we already had like a nice double bottom, and we were about to touch the upwards trend line and go up from here. But then two things happened. The first thing which happened was the hack of Hex 19, where the hacker got about like 20 million hex from it. And the second thing which happened was a hack of a centralized exchange by the name Bitmart, and there hackers also got about 10 million hex off it. And a hacker doesn't care about the price. A hacker only cares like how much money he can suck out of the market, and they just started selling it all down, and that's why we even got away from our upwards trend like in this couple of days. But look at the chart right now. It looks like we got here found a nice bottom, and from here we are climbing back up to the long time upwards trend, and I hope we just go and continue on this line here. And right now, today, it looks great actually. We are up while the main crypto market is down, back to 16 cents. I hope we may see 17 pretty soon. And then remember what happened when we announced that the sacrifice phase is going to start in a couple of days. It was this year. It's so that there will be a pulse chain. We already knew like back in May. But the pulse chain sacrifice really starts in a few days. It was here on this day, the announcement, and then only in 3 daily candles. So here in this daily candle was the first day. The hex price made like 150% only in those 3 days. So history is not 100% repeating itself, but it rhymes. So I also expect with the announcement of pulse swap sacrifice is about to start, that the hex price could do kind of the same thing as it did here. So from the announcement, let's see, we are at 17 cents at the announcement. It was here 140% of price increase, so that would put each and every hex back up here to 40 cents.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I would love to see 40 cents again. And then, of course, my $7 price prediction in March 2022 should hold as well, right?
We will get to $7. I don't know when yet. Because before that, you need to keep in mind that each and every community member will double their hex portfolio.
Magic internet money. I love the doubling coming up. Like on the workshops, this is such a good selling point where we talk about hex for so long, and then at the end we say, hey guys, you can also double your money by buying hex now because of the fork, and the people are just...
we don't say you can double your money, we say you can
hex,
double your coins.
Double your T-shares maybe even.
Yeah, you double your coin portfolio. It doesn't mean that you double the value.
Yeah, all I'm saying is a really, really good selling point. The people then really want to jump on that and just buy hex then, I guess. It's a little lacking though, right? When we educate them, when we onboard them, they also need some time to invest, to learn about hex, get their money and invest in hex then. So we will get to $7. We do not know when, but it will happen. I'm pretty sure about that. So guys, thank you so much for being here on the chat with us. At this point, leave us a like and subscribe. If you have any questions, this is now the time to ask them, because we cannot be on stream too long anymore. Patrick, is there anything that we forgot to talk about for today? Because I think we have all the topics in here already. Okay, I think Kaylin wants to jump on stream really quick. No, she was not. She just wants to send me something. Oh, well, we have a big birthday coming up.
Really?
Birthday was...
Which birthday do we have to come up?
The birthday of the world. The world gets to be all 2020 years old.
So
happy
birthday, world?
The happy birthday world. No, guys, this is just a joke. We all know that the Hex line has his birthday on New Year's, and we will be in Miami. We got a big mansion for that. We will celebrate really, really big. So if you want to be on tour with us, not only can you be on tour, but you can also celebrate the Hex birthday with the Hex line. In order to do so, just join the Telegram chat and read everything about it. It will be really, really big.
Yeah, so for everybody who is not knowing yet what he wants to do over Christmas and New Year, Miami is a great location. You know, it's warmer there. For example, if you are from Chicago, then you could consider fly to Miami. It's way warmer. And also, like in the German stream, what we had an hour ago, we also announced, like, if somebody from the German community, from the European community wants to flee from the cold there, please come to us to Miami and hang out for a few days with us.
Okay, guys, I think we are done with the stream here today. I do not see any more questions in the chat. We went over the HEX news, the OA stakes, right? Talked about that a lot. About Pulse Chain, we told you how to check your balance. We talked about Pulse Swap a little bit, and of course presented our workshop tour as well. I think it was a great stream. Thanks everybody for being here in the chat, supporting us, giving us likes and subscribes. Do not forget to also hit the bell. It's really important for us because we are a little bit unregular here on YouTube.
Yeah,
and
of course.
Of course. Now I remember one thing that I really want to stress, because here we have our Atlanta workshop, and since the Hexican community got together and gave me so many more subscribers on YouTube, I'm now able to live stream our event on abit_hex. So if you want to be part of our social hour tomorrow, here in Atlanta, you see the social hour will start from 5 to 6, and then after the workshop Eastern time, we'll also have a workshop, and everything will be live streamed tomorrow. If you want to be part of that, go to abit_hex and join the live stream of the workshop tomorrow.
Yeah, we want to show you a little bit more insights, like how we are bringing the community together, and show you some impressions of the people from before the workshop, and then the same people again with new impressions after the workshop.
All right, guys, thanks so much for being here. We will now sign off. We will hopefully see you next week for the next stream of Crypto Sparbuch.
Yes, so for me as well, have a great rest of the week, guys. Maybe we see each other tomorrow in the chat, or you come physically to our workshop here in Atlanta. Then after that, Orlando, and then it's already Christmas time where we are in Miami, and New Year's time as well. So like 2 weeks we will spend there. And for everybody out there, please continue watching our streams. Thanks for all the support, and all the best, and see each other soon or on the next live stream.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Nice.